All right, I haven't posted new devices in a while, so here is one. I was just working on something completely different and kind of implementing something that can traverse a grid. So basically, a table, like here's a grid of toggles that you can see in many of the default Patchworld devices, and you often have to go through something like this, sort of column by column, row by row. Um, Things like that are built into all of the devices that use these things, like sequences that use that have something like this, the functionality behind this inside them. But I thought it would actually be quite a useful little utility thing in its own right, because I found that I use this quite often, and so I just made a device out of it that hopefully will be useful. Um, so you can give it the maximum value for the column, maximum value for the row, and like I posted in the Discord, I think it would be really useful to have something like an input, an interface device that allows to like type in arbitrary numbers, because here this could be anything. So a slider, yeah, I could have a slider from, I don't know, 1 to 20 or something like that. Somebody needs to have more than 20 columns. That doesn't work. This one is very flexible because this is the pepper mill thing. You can go up to arbitrary numbers, which is nice, but it may not be the optimal interface, because if you want a very big number, you have a lot of turns. And also these things take up a lot of space, and you can't resize them. You resize them, they don't work anymore. Um, so otherwise, they're great. So the other thing you'll notice that, as per my usual standard, I haven't bothered with aligning things. Look at how ugly this is, because honestly, I tried. I used the rulers, and I really, really wanted to do it the right way, and then I just gave up because life's too short. It just things snap into all the most unusual places and combine all of a sudden, and it's just yeah, life's too short. So yeah, it lives up to my usual low standard of visuals, I'm afraid. Well, here's a way you can use this. So I have, oh my god, you can see how the text is floating above this. Never mind that, it works. I will put it into my device island. I can't do it at the moment because all the existing worlds, at least for me, cannot be saved. I can open them, but I can't save to them. So this world here is public. It's called the GridTraverseR. So you can get it here if you need it. Yeah, I doubt there will be a rush for it, but yeah, just in case. And here's a demonstration of how it works. At the moment, I've set it to a maximum number of columns, or not number of columns, maximum value for the column of 4. It starts at 0, so this will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the columns. And the rows maximum set to 3, so that will be also starting with 0, because the Patchworld devices start counting from 0, which is very familiar concept to programmers, but to other people maybe a little bit confusing. But the first column or first row is 0, so the coordinates for this toggle here is 0, 0, not 1, 1. All right. So start from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3 is the rows here. Yeah. And so every time I trigger, it will advance by 1, and it will go column by column, then row by row. You can see here the column number, the row number, output, and this one here shows the state of the toggle in that place, so you can see that. Now all of this is that's up to the user who uses this thing to wire it up in whatever way. This just produces numbers. Every time you trigger, it produces the next number for a column and a row. You could use it for entirely different purposes. And exactly how you use it and how you plug it in, and that's up to you. This is it's like a module, right? A function in programming. So here I've wired it up so that when I press the button, I first send the new coordinates, and then I trigger this button, which will send the value of the toggle into my readout. So there you go. So you can see them light up. So you see the one that lights up is the one that we're currently reading from, and you see how every press of the button, we advance by one column, yeah, and at the end we go, and there it is. There's the value of the toggle, 0 here, 0 there, 1 for that one, and so on. Yeah, so it just does exactly this. So this is how sequences, for example, would that use that to set, I don't know, a beat or whatever, would go through and activate each toggle in time. Like this could be the beat, could be whatever you want to put into this, and then read out what's at that position and then do something with it. Whatever you want to do with it, that's up to you. But I think the device in itself is useful addition. And if maybe the dev team could take this on and give us a block that can do that, that would be perfect. I would love that. And they could make it nicer than this for sure. But you know, this is my contribution. So yeah, hopefully it will be useful and enjoy. Bye.